Imagine a long, dark hallway inside us, all a place of flickering lights and shifting shadows. This is the landscape of the unconscious mind, rarely visited when awake, but alive in our dreams and fears. Here, mirrors line the walls, cracked and clouded, reflecting distorted versions of ourselves. These broken reflections are the fragments of our psyche, hidden feelings, suppressed desires, and forgotten selves. Each crack is a secret, each shadow a story waiting to be told. In this silent theater, our inner dramas play out. We are both the actors and the audience. Whispers echo, intuition, instinct, and fear, speaking in symbols older than words. We decorate our conscious minds with logic and plans, but this dark hallway remains the foundation. To ignore it is to live divided, unaware of the creaks from below. To understand ourselves, we must be brave enough to walk this corridor of broken mirrors. For in these shadows, our truest selves are waiting. The unconscious is not just darkness. It is the birthplace of creativity and terror alike. Facing it is the first step to understanding the human condition. The journey inward is the most important one we can take. Only by exploring these depths can we hope to become whole. The shadows are not our enemies. They are the parts of us longing to be seen. Carl Jung gave us a map for this inner world, built from ancient patterns called archetypes. These archetypes are the blueprints of our psyche, shaping our experiences and identity. Four stand persona, the persona. Behind it, the anima or animus represents our inner opposite, shaping our ideals of love and connection. These figures appear in dreams. The shadows everything you reverse in. Rage, shame. It's not just it holds creativity and passion too. The self is the goal, unity, wholeness, the true center. These archetypes are not just archetype is a guide about becoming whole. Each archetype is a guide, not a prison. Your adventure is unique to recognize and love. Only then can you. This is the path to true psychological freedom. Why do we seek out stories that scare us? Jung believed horror is a stage for our shadow. Monsters and villains are projections of our hidden fears and impulses. Watching horror is a ritual, a safe way to let our darkness surface. Nightmares are private horror films where the shadow speaks in symbols. The monster chasing you is a part of you, repressed anger, fear, or jealousy. These images are urgent messages from the psyche, not torture. Our fascination with darkness is ancient, woven into myths and modern culture. We're drawn to villains and anti-heroes because they break rules we secretly wish we could. This is exploration, not just entertainment. Horror lets us examine good and evil from a safe distance. The real terror is not the external threat, but the monster within. The haunted house is our mind. The ghosts are past, the killer our rage. By confronting these shadows on screen, we rehearse for the real inner battle. The line between hero and monster is blurry. Horror reminds us of this truth. Facing our darkness is a dance as old as humanity. The most effective horror reveals the shadow we all carry. In the end, it's about learning to live with the darkness inside. Horror films are mirrors for the psyche, projecting our inner world onto the screen. The doppelganger, the evil twin, is the shadow made visible, as in Jordan Peele's Us. These doubles represent what we repress, erupting when ignored. Classic films like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde show the battle with our inner beast. Jekyll's potion doesn't create Hyde, it releases him. Our repressed desires unleashed. The more we deny the shadow, the more monstrous it becomes. Symbolic horror uses setting and atmosphere to evoke the shadow, like the Overlook Hotel in The Shining. The hotel is a maze of trauma, mirroring a mind unraveling as the shadow takes over. The true horror is not ghosts, but the collapse of the self. Films like Psycho force us to confront the dark relationship between persona and shadow. These stories are modern fables, teaching us about our own minds. They show the cost of letting the shadow fester in darkness. Cinema gives us a safe space to face our potential for darkness. By watching, we learn about ourselves. The monsters on screen are warnings and invitations to look within. The real terror is what happens when we refuse to see our own shadow. Our identity is shaped not just by what we love, but by what we fear. Fear builds the walls of our personality, teaching us to hide certain traits. The shadow is born from what we push away: anger, jealousy, vulnerability. Our public self stands on a foundation of rejected pieces. The battle with the shadow is the central conflict of human life. We spend energy keeping it hidden, but it always seeks the light. This struggle shows up as anxiety, depression, or sudden rage. Often, we project our shadow onto others, seeing in them what we deny in ourselves. This creates enemies out of friends, monsters out of strangers. The world becomes a mirror for our unacknowledged darkness. The goal isn't to destroy the shadow, but to find balance. True identity is not perfection, but wholeness, accepting both light and dark. Fear is not just a warning, it's an invitation to look deeper. We become ourselves by facing, not fleeing, our fears. The fire of internal conflict forges our true self. Courage and understanding are the keys to integration. Long before psychology, humanity knew the shadow through myth and legend. The Minotaur in the labyrinth is a symbol of our hidden darkness, confronted by the hero within. Trickster figures like Loki or Anansi embody the shadow's chaotic creative energy. They remind us that what we repress can also bring innovation and change. In dreams, the shadow appears as a pursuer, a part of us we're running from. The dream's fear is a call to face what we avoid in waking life. Horror films borrow this ancient language. The masked killer is a modern minotaur, the haunted house a labyrinth. The survivor is the hero who integrates the darkness. The real threat is always inside the house, inside us, inside us. insights. These stories endure because they speak to a truth our unconscious has always known. Jung called the process of facing our darkness shadow work. It's not about exorcising demons, but understanding them. Modern therapy helps us turn toward disowned parts, envy, rage, shame, without judgment. By acknowledging the shadow, we take away its power to control us. Integration transforms destructive energy into creativity and authenticity. The shadow is like a wild horse. Ignored, it tramples us. Respected, it can be ridden. Shadow work requires courage and self-compassion. Techniques like journaling and active imagination build bridges to the unconscious. The goal isn't perfection, but wholeness. Awareness and management of our flaws. Integrated people are more authentic and compassionate. They no longer need to project their faults onto others. The journey is lifelong, but it leads to a more complete humanity. We tame the inner beast not by caging it, but by learning its name. In the digital age, AI has become a new mirror for our psyche. These systems reflect all of humanity, our light and our darkness. AI can generate beauty and horror, revealing the patterns we fed it. It acts as a digital oracle, showing us our collective shadow. The danger is blaming the machine for what it reflects, denying our own role. We must see the AI's shadow as our own, taking responsibility for what we've created. The lesson is timeless transformation comes from facing the monster within. Whether it's a minotaur, doppelganger, or a ghost in the machine, the story is the same. AI is the next chapter in our ancient drama, a powerful, unpredictable mirror. As we gaze into it, we must recognize the face staring back as ours, in all its beauty and horror.